esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. This is another momentous occasion in the development of Northern Ireland's tourist product, and yet another world-class building of which we can all be justly proud. I'm delighted to be here today with Martin and with Arlene to announce that the centre is now open for business. The good news for tourism in Northern Ireland just keeps coming. We've had the opening of Titanic Belfast, the hugely successful Irish Open, and the spectacular launch of the Clipper Homecoming Maritime Festival on the River Foyle. I'll leave Martin to highlight the events in his home city. He gets very territorial about those matters, and he won't need to be asked twice, incidentally, about events for the planned UK City of Culture programme. So I want to heartily congratulate all of those involved, particularly the Causeway Coast and Glens Regional Tourism Partnership, the Northern Ireland Tourist Board and the National Trust on the development of this world-class visitor centre, which showcases one of the brightest jewels in our crown. The only UNESCO World Heritage Site on this island, I'm delighted to say, now has a visitor centre that befits its unique status. Within these walls, the remarkable story of the stones and the history of this spectacular part of our country can be told using the very latest interactive technology. But I would appeal to visitors crossing the threshold not to be led astray by science. Don't let the cranks who claim the basalt columns are the result of volcanic activity obscure the truth that all local people know full well about the Causeway's formation. They're the handiwork of Finn McCool, and that's why I'm particularly pleased to see that the real superheroes of the Causeway, Finn McCool and Ben and Donner, are here today to celebrate with us. I have to say to them that this is the era where ancient quarrels are being put to rest, and Martin and I will be very pleased to be part of the photograph when the handshake of history is being taken. This splendid facility will attract many thousands of additional tourists to the Causeway Coast and the Glens region, and encourage them to buy the wine in our hotels, guest houses, B&Bs, restaurants, gift shops and other attractions while they're here. The purpose of the Executive's significant investment in tourism during 2012 and indeed beyond is to give it added impetus to Northern Ireland's economy, to encourage private sector enterprise and to create jobs. Substantial public sector investment has been made in our signature projects, from this visitor centre to the iconic Titanic Belfast, which is already achieving significantly more visitors than was envisaged. One of the top 5 commitments in the Executive's programme for government is to increase visitor numbers to 4.2 million and total revenue from tourism to £676 million over the next 2 years. By 2020, we hope to see revenue rise to about, if not beyond, £1 billion. The Executive recognises the tremendous potential of tourism for economic development and is implementing measures that position it at the core of its economic strategy. By doing this, we hope to stimulate greater investment by the private sector, and this includes widening our existing portfolio of accommodation and services in activity areas such as touring, Martin would say fishing, hill walking and other adventure pursuits, as well as in festivals and other high-profile events. Imaginative schemes like this will help to transform this region into a truly world-class tourist destination. Much has been achieved already by developing attractions and creating events that have gained global media attention and encouraging higher levels of private sector investment. We have drawn a diverse industry together and benefited significantly from the input and commitment of all of those who have been involved. An eye-catching and dynamic international marketing campaign has been launched to ensure that Northern Ireland is on the agenda of many more people in North America, Great Britain, the Republic of Ireland and in other parts of Europe and indeed the world. And we have leapt over a significant cost hurdle to accessing our overseas markets. Devolving air passenger duty on international routes to Northern Ireland is now well underway. However, there's much more to be done to help ensure that this is a genuinely competitive destination, and we are working with the industry to explore and develop further incentives that will enable us to achieve our objectives in tourism and overall economic growth. The images broadcast when the Olympic torch relay stopped here reinforced the Giant's Causeway not just as a great local icon, but as one of the outstanding natural wonders of the world. That's why I'm so pleased that this new visitor centre has opened its doors, and why I'm delighted that at long last we have a grand stage upon which to tell the Causeway story. And I really do hope that Finn and Ben and Donner feel that it's been worth all their while waiting. Thank you.
Thank you, First Minister. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Deputy First Minister, Mark McGuinness.
Well, thank you, Roy, and thank you for the invitation to be here. I'm absolutely over the moon, delighted to be here with Peter and Arlene, and obviously Sandra, the new Mayor of the Wind District Council. Congratulations to you. Nice to see women getting into prominent positions in politics. I first of all want to pay tribute to all of those who've been involved in the project, those people who designed it, those people who were involved in the construction of it, and those people who were involved in the fitting out of it. It is an absolutely stunning building, and a building which hugely complements everything that we're trying to do in terms of developing our economy front and centre of our programme for government. And an essential element of doing that is obviously the promotion of our tourist industry. This is our most popular tourist attraction anywhere in the north, and one of the most popular tourist attractions anywhere on the island of Ireland. And the fact that the stones at the Causeway are now complemented by this state-of-the-art building, I think says it all in terms of the effort that has been made to ensure that we are promoting ourselves in a way which will bring economic benefits to all of our people. I think this is one of the most exciting periods we've seen since the institutions were restored, by dint of the fact that the strategies that have been put in place are now reaping, I think, important economic benefits for all of our people, with massive potential for the future. We all know and we understand that it's vitally important that we have the proper tourist infrastructure if we are to attract people in the sort of numbers that we need to create jobs and keep people in employment. And we've been through exciting developments over the course of recent months. Peter and I and Arlene were there at the opening of the Titanic Signature project. It has been an absolutely extraordinary, unprecedented success. Hundreds of thousands of people visited. That sends a very clear message to the world that we're serious about what we're trying to do. The Peace One Word Day concert in Derry, just a few weeks ago, very bad day, attracted 10,000 people. And the most heartwarming aspect of all of that was it took place at Ebrington, on the new public realm area, which we have invested an awful lot of our money in. And all of the feedback from it told us that the people who went to the concert enjoyed an incredible experience. Quite a number of people said to me it was absolutely amazing. Never thought I would see the day when 10,000 people could congregate anywhere, almost in the centre of the city, to enjoy a concert. I'm very glad that they enjoyed the concert. And of course, all of that augurs well for the very exciting year that we have ahead of us with 2013, the flagship, the Heron, coming to the city, and the expected 400,000 visitors who will come. The Irish Open was absolutely amazing. Peter and I were there on the first day, on the Thursday, and it was incredible. I think the European stage, people said that of all of the contests that they were involved in, anywhere in Europe, it was by far and away the most successful. I think the last Irish Open in Killarney was something like 80,000 130,000 people turned up at it. 130,000 people turned up in Port Rush. Absolutely fantastic. That was seen on the Gulf Channel all over North America. It was seen in Sky all over the world. And of course, with world-class golfers on a world-class golf course, people of the calibre of Darren Clark and Rory McIlroy, Graham McDowell and Padraig Harrington, all speaking up for us and sending a very clear message to the world about how that competition was organised and how fantastic it was for them to actually compete on it. I think sends a very, very powerful message about where we hope to go. This project here is very much part of all of that. And I think that, you know, the island of Ireland attracts an awful lot of visitors, and we in the north have felt for far too long that we didn't get our fair share. The fact that we're now promoting these opportunities, the Clipper homecoming, for example, in the city of Derry over the last couple of days, which will go on until the 8th of July, bringing people out, creating a fantastic spirit within the community. It's a very, very clear signal of the need for all of us to work together in a very joined up way to ensure that we are gaining huge benefits for all of our people. Obviously, political stability is of critical importance. We understand that. We need to show the world how much we are moving forward together, how we recognise the responsibility that we have as political leaders to be seen to work together, and, if needs be on occasion, to show leadership, step out in front and create the atmospherics and imagery which is required to attract people here who are intrigued about what has happened over the course of the last 15 years or so. But to see that then complemented by first-class, world-class tourist facilities. This is a real opportunity for our business community, opportunities for those in the hotel industry, an opportunity for young people to gain employment, and an opportunity for people to be part of what is one of the best feel-good stories in the world today. So I'm very proud to be here. It's fantastic what you have done here on the North Coast. The Causeway, the stones, now a building which, you know, the people will come to see the stones, but maybe as many people will come to see the building as well. And I think all of that clearly shows that we're on the move forward, even against the backdrop of a world recession and very difficult economic circumstances. This is our fight back. Thank you.